Favorite Mike Jones track. I stay flossing in that candy paint, blowing drink, sipping drink, for turn up the lane, flossing. Love that track, Mr. Jones. But I did love when Lil Wayne, who did his verse on the Mr. Jones track. That is still
Yeah.
still tipping on fours. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm out there. Now I'm hot. They all on me. I love that. But man, Mike Jones, but Flossing got to be the one for me. Man, I love that track. I mean, I love what I miss most about Mike Jones, them grills that he had. He and Paul Wall. Remember them grills that they had? And
Yeah, I
then
remember that, man. I wanted me a
I
grill.
own I purchased one of those.
Yeah, I wanted me a grill so bad back then, but my pops wasn't having that shit. My pops,
Oh no, hey,
pops
y'all, hold
wasn't
on.
having that with me, bro.
what
Unfortunately, my
about Mama?
pops wasn't having it. Nah, neither one of them, they weren't having that, bro. They weren't
Hey,
having.
I gotta tell y'all this story real quick while we on the air, Ray. I gotta tell y'all this story. Okay, so I ordered one of those, and like it's not it's not like the real, like it's like you kind of like they give you the little wax or whatever. You mold your teeth to it, and then you rock it. Okay, so I'm in college. I'm at Georgia Southern. This is my first full year at Georgia Southern University. So my birthday was coming up, and this was when like MySpace was like the thing. This was like Facebook had just came out, MySpace was hot and all that and everything. Okay, so I had my MySpace. So I took a picture. I took a selfie of myself, with the grill like bright and bold, like this, like this. I took a picture of it and I put and it was like my profile picture on my MySpace page at one time. So my birthday's coming up, right? And my cousin got one of those cakes that you can like put like that you can digitalize and put the picture on. And guess what picture she used for the birthday cake? She used the picture of me just cheesing with the grill in my mouth like this as the picture on the birthday cake. And I saw the birthday cake and I looked and I was just like, well, I'll be damned. Okay, you got I believe I turned I think I turned like I think I was like 23. I think I turned like 23 then. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you got me on that one. You got me on that one. No, I'll take it back. Not 23. I was younger than that. My first full year was 05, 06. So I was like, yeah, I was turning like 22, 20. I was turning like 22, 23. This was after my first year, but even still, it was yeah. Trust me, I know about the grills too well. I didn't think I'd buy one. I ended up buying one. It wasn't that bad, but I kept it for a while. It was like hilarious. It was hilarious. It's like one of the funniest pictures I've ever seen. I wish I still had the picture, but I don't have the picture anymore.
Yeah, man, I wish I would have got one, man. Like I said, mom and pops weren't having that shit when I was younger, man. Like I asked them, like, because you don't want mom and dad to find out you got this. Mom, let me get a grill, like. And she told me, and pops told me I know on certain terms, blank, 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 no. So that was a good thing. Mike Jones was and you know that's still his phone number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's not necessarily a song that he did. I don't forget that Super Bowl commercial that he did with the lawyer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. You know that lawyer from Columbus, right?
Yeah.
You know that lawyer from Columbus, right?
Oh Lord.
So yeah, Councilman Jones. What's so funny about them? He actually defended a lot of guys down here during the protest, and he helped defend them with pro bono during that time. So big ups to Councilman Jones. But I never forget when that came on the Super Bowl commercial. I was like, oh, that's Councilman Jones downtown. you know. And Councilman Jones, it was an interesting character because he was always in the local rappers videos and all that. That was an interesting dynamic that he had. I don't think he practices law as much now, but he was for a good little minute, especially after that. So, Mike Jones. Never forget when he hopped on the Marcus Houston track. That was cool. That was real cool. Mr. Jones was a very, very cool track. And I liked that track, but I remember it more so for what Wayne did to it more than what he did. I hate to say that, but I remember it more.
That's just the truth.
I remember it more from Wayne than I do with Mike. But I will say this, man. My favorite song is Back Then They Didn't Want Me, Now I'm Hot, They All On Me. I think every man, woman, child, no matter what you are, whether you, he, they, or whoever, you can relate to that. Because sometimes you're invisible until everybody notices you, and then all of a sudden, the one person who you wanted to notice you finally notices you, but you don't want them to notice you anymore. So I think there's hidden. I think people don't understand that. People think that a lot of time, you know, when you get hot or you step into another chapter of a great chapter in your life, it's about revenge. It's like, no, I wanted you to notice me when before that and see the greatness that I had long before the fame, the money, the recognition, the, you know, the adulations by my peers. I wanted you to recognize me before that, but you didn't. So I know that you're looking at me strictly for the things that I've obtained. I once told somebody this. I think, and I related to that song because I remember I was talking to this young lady, and I had just graduated just last year, and she told me something. She was like, because she didn't know that I had graduated because I hid it until I posted my degree on the internet, and she said, "You're hiding." She said, "Why are you always hiding your greatness from me?" And I said, "These are pieces of paper. The only thing that these pieces of paper confirm is the greatness. It's the only thing they only confirm. They're not. I'm not defined by these pieces of paper. These are just proving that I'm smart. Even if I didn't have these pieces of paper, I'm still a smart person. Still a smart man. The men who are around me are smart. This is just evidence. So if you're judging about pieces of paper, then are you really judging? Do you really think I'm great, or do you think that the things that I accomplished are great?" And I think that there's a hidden message in that song. It's like, back then they didn't want me. Yeah, I wanted you to notice me back then, but you ignored me. But, you know, now I gotta ignore you because I know you're not looking at me. You're looking at everything else. That's the hidden message that I think people miss from that song. Oh yeah, when him and Chameleon was dissing each other, that was a funny little beef right there, man. That was, because I never forget what he used to call Mike Jones back when he was dissing Mike Jones. That was an interesting name, just say the least.
BRF.
Oh, Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Who?
Mike Jones.
Short run, but he had hits. He made an impact. That the short time he was around, he made my favorite one is Still Tipping, because I think Still Tipping is one of the greatest instrumentals in the history of hip hop. I think I would love to hear like so many rappers just do a freestyle on that beat, because I think that beat is just so goated. Like just the 808s, and then like just like the tempo, like the just fire, just fire. One y'all didn't talk about, the song he did with Snoop, where he took the Eazy-E sample, cruising down the street in my 6'4". Man, that was a good one as well. And he has some he had a really good feature too with the Yin Yang Twins. I'm looking for a dime. That's top of the line. Cute face, slim waist with a big behind. Yeah. That was man.
What about the verse he was in on Bow Wow's "Fresh as I'm Is"?
Yeah, when he did the remix. Yes, that's a good one. That was another good one, because like Well, I think Bow Wow is overhated, but that's an entire conversation for a
Yeah,
whole
he
other day.
is.
I think Bow Wow's way overhated because just to talk about him real quick, you say what you want about him now, but let me tell you something. When he was like little Bow Wow, you can't sit here and tell me you can't sit here and tell me you wouldn't listen to his music when he was like Lil Bow Wow and then the Wanted album. Y'all can't tell me, folk can't tell me they wouldn't listen to this music. He's way overhated. But yeah, granted, yeah, I agree. Everybody remembers the Mr. Jones beat because of what Wayne did to it. But then again, we have to put into context. This is Lil Wayne, and he's destroyed a lot of rappers' beats. So Mike Jones shouldn't feel left out in that because
No shame.
Wayne. Yeah, there's no shame in that. Wayne is arguably the greatest mixtape rapper of all time. So there's no shame in having Lil Wayne kill your beat. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But Mr. Jones in itself is still a good song. I like this version. It's still a good song. But yeah, if I had to and of course back then it's like the cult classic. I mean, come on. But honestly though, my favorite one is still Tippin'. Because I mean him, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, I mean just from Slim Thug's verse to his verse and then Paul Wall finishing it at the end, that was kind of like I liked it from the standpoint because like Atlanta was just like running Southern hip hop at the time, and then you had Miami really trying to stake its claim and put its flag in the ground as far as Southern hip hop, and then Houston needed something to really reintroduce itself because granted they had Flip, but they needed something else to really introduce themselves to putting them back on the map, and I felt like Still Tippin' was like the perfect kind of anthem to kind of reintroduce the Houston culture and just just like the slow tempo, just the laid back, and then it kind of branched off. Then, like you said, then you had like Chameleon there, and then Scarface got back into it, and then you had like all. And then Zero coming back. You had little Kiki. You had Trey the True. I mean, just so much about Houston really kind of brought itself back in the limelight. And shout out R.I.P. DJ Michael Watts, because I tell people like I became a huge fan back then of like the screwed and chopped culture. And it's like, you wouldn't expect someone like me to begin to the screwed and chop, but I was in it hard. Like I would like even like songs you wouldn't expect you wouldn't expect that you would hear screwed and chop. I had like countless CDs of just like my own little mixtapes of just screwed and chop music. I was like heavy with like I love like the Houston music scene at the time. So still Tippin' for me is the one for me that's kind of like if you could encapsulate Houston in one song for me, it would be that song.
Flossing, man. I love that flossing. And shout out to our guy Dwayne. He said, "Yeah, Bow Wow's cool. He lost me when he was trying to get Travis Hunter some advice." I'm like, "Big bro, Bow Wow should not be talking."
Especially who we know who you was involved with, partner. So
Yeah.
Don't speak. Hey, when you clean up, hey, in the great words of Bill Bonds, when you clean out your own closet, then you can judge somebody else. But Lil Bow Weezy. But gotta admire the young man. If you can make a girl get up out her house at like 10 o'clock, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, you the man. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know who I'm talking about.